Sorry guys. You're gonna have to pay more for games. With the amount of money that goes into marketing to increase the number of people buying games, they can't afford to keep selling them for less than $70. They think we're fucking idiots. I mean, we are. And we're gonna pay the $70, and then the $80, and then the $90. But they don't have to say it. And even the people who get nothing directly from this scumfuckery, these reality warping arguments designed to make you believe megacorporations haven't raised prices more yet out of the goodness of their hearts. They're calling you idiots too. Rachel Quitevis, apologies if I have the name wrong, wrote on Twitter, I spent at least 3,000 hours working on Ragnarok. At minimum wage before taxes, that's $21,750. I was only one developer, and I don't work for minimum wage. $70 for a kick-ass PlayStation title is fair as fuck. Following replies explaining why that doesn't really make much sense, she said, I see that my point is flying over lots of heads, so allow me to rephrase. That $70 game cost millions to make. If you don't want to pay $70, then don't buy it. So okay, we have a right to avoid getting ripped off, but don't talk about it because you might encourage other people to not get ripped off. Just don't buy it and hush. $70 though. Wow. For something that cost millions to produce, how are they making money? That's crazy. I'm practically stealing from Sony. You ever heard of Disney? They do crazy shit like that too. They have these parks that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to build. The average annual pay for an employee there is in the ballpark of like 30 grand, and they're never finished with their work either. And you can buy one of these resorts for something like $100. Wait, I don't own the park. I'm just paying for access to it. And once I'm in, there's a bunch more stuff to pay money for once I've already paid for access? Good thing games don't work like that, right buds? Cuck is not an insult I think I've ever used. But this dev is a cuck. While Sony pimps out the game they helped make, they poured their blood, sweat, and tears into. While Sony pimps that out to anyone and everyone, they're calling for us to give the company more while they get nothing from it. There's no way they're making royalties as a staff VFX artist, and they don't even work there anymore. This is pathetic. Can you imagine if this dev decided the prices at McDonald's? Ma'am, why does this Big Mac cost $100? Do you even know how much the gas alone to get the ingredients here cost? And I can only sell each burger to one person. Why are video game prices going up? Because the prices can be raised and make the companies that own them more money. That's it. If they could bump it to $200 for a ticket to ride and not lose volume of sales, they would. Any other argument for a price increase exists to make you accept the price increase, and thereby make the increase work because they won't lose too many sales when they do. Any response to the question of why prices are being raised that is not because they can, is functioning itself as the reason prices can be raised. Every single other answer can be replaced with because you're an idiot and will buy into what I'm about to say. What's being sold is limited permission to use software. Supply is effectively unlimited. For console games, there's a captive audience who already paid for their own shackles. For the biggest titles, there will be massive sales, regardless of how good it really is, even before it's released. The huge companies producing AAA games have incredible insight into how what they release will perform, and they pour a fortune into maximizing those sales. Does anyone really think, when planning a product, they can't make $60 or less a pop work? That it's, oops, miscalculation, we actually really need that to go up? Or is it a bunch of suits from different companies eyeballing each other, waiting for someone to pull the trigger so they can all ratchet up prices without sticking their neck out as the only one doing it? These fuckers aren't selling a bespoke physical object where the quality is there to draw in one person to buy it at a high one-time price. When they make something amazing, they benefit from more buyers. Like when a theme park puts in an amazing coaster that pulls in more visitors. The benefit for us is that while they make more, we don't get our wallets murdered. And then they build Goodwill. They're supposed to be exploiting that goodwill to sell us bullshit that means nothing and raises the price. Not taking for granted that we'll pay whatever obnoxious price they pick and then upselling all sorts of garbage using the fear we're missing out on the full experience. Go ahead and be an evil money-sucking vampire, but at least be classy about it for God's sake. There are standards here. Motherfucker. The price of staple foods, beans, rice, pasta, are rocketing up, and you want me to cry for an entertainment corporation's profits not being as high as they could be. If you, for 1 second, feel the urge and have the energy to spend your time advocating for a price hike on digital toys, please remove yourself from existence. Oh, don't kill yourself. That would be awful, and you would hurt the people who care about you for some reason. I want you to go back in time and undo your birth. Give one of the sperm cells that won't shill for Sony a chance. Now, all these AAA games are going to do great, however they're priced. Like I said, we're idiots. We pay to be let into a pretend casino, where we then pay more to have a chance of getting a pretend athlete on our pretend team for 1 season. But it's never been easier to not spend money on games, even when not sailing the high seas. Ironically, Riichi Mahjong, essentially a gambling game, has multiple clients you can play on with large communities without ever spending money, and enjoy learning the depths of strategy. Every major trading card game, despite how notorious they are for sucking at people's wallets, well, they have third-party fan clients you can play them on without spending a dime on real or digital cards. Frickin' chess exists. Minuscule amounts of money can net you PC games on sale that will provide you with enough hours of focus and enjoyment that you won't have time for the latest multimedia price gouge. The incredible realism of next-gen graphics, I can look at that on Twitch. All that technology, the expert artistry, I slurp that shit up with my eyes, idiot. Why would I pay $70 when I can look at it for free? Those videos on YouTube where it's just the game's cutscenes slapped together are normally more enjoyable than playing them. You know what? They should raise AAA prices into the hundreds, because they can. Because either way, the result's the same. Drop it to $5, or crank it to 5,000. I ain't paying. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.